The following podcast contains strong language and ridiculous cartoon scenarios conjured up by two self-proclaimed comedy wizards. Between you and me, they're more like Saturday morning court jesters fueled by sugary cereal. But either way, the opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their well-intentioned hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Unless, of course, you want to pay them to say something else. Could always use a new pair of shoes.
Hi there. Are you here for a podcast? Well, I hope so, because this is reviewparty.com. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt.
On this podcast, it's internet reviews. Internet reviews. Have you heard of those? From Amazon, Google. People have products or go to restaurants and they say, that was kind of good. 4 stars.
Sometimes
that was
they say,
not good.
Yeah,
2
that
stars.
stuff. If you're wondering, like, how am I going to get along with this podcast? This is the tutorial mode for you. We're explaining it right now.
We read on the internet that every podcast episode needs a tutorial, or else someone from IGN is going to have no idea what's going on. It's going to say comedy on the screen, but they're not going to know to laugh. Right above the part where you laugh, it'll say comedy, and they won't even get it. One of us should have a review.
I got a review.
I
got 2 reviews, actually. These are 2 reviews from Letterboxd. Drinking from the sweet, sweet nectar of that well. This is a review for the movie called Used Cars. Let me actually pull up a little synopsis of this, because I want to see if you can hear my clicky clacky. And of course, I'm an idiot. I Google used cars. What do I expect? give me a second.
Hey, Eddie, looking good? I might be in the market.
Well, hang on. No, we want Used Cars, the movie from 1980. IMDb is going to tell us what it is.
Tell me.
IMDb says, when the owner of a struggling used car lot is killed, it's up to the lot's hotshot salesman to save the property from falling into the hands of the owner's ruthless brother and used car rival.
Oh, yeah.
Right. This bad boy features Kurt Russell, and that's all you really need to know.
Kurt Russell and Burt Chussell.
I actually think this was like one of Kurt Russell's first leading roles, like not in a hey, this is Kurt Russell, the Disney boy. But I haven't seen it. Back
when Burt Russell was known as Kurt Chussell, and he was in Disney movies.
Actually,
they don't want you to remember that.
I want to go to the Letterboxd. This is a time out. It's not fair. You're using Zero Suit Samus. It's not fair.
No, her dive kick. No, you can't do anything about it.
It's just because I want to go to these reviewers, because maybe people will recognize the names. Back in. Game on. This first review comes to us from Matt Gurley. Does that name ring anyone's bells?
No. Maybe someone else's.
Matt Gurley. I didn't really know until I looked. On Letterboxd, you can comment on people's reviews. These 2 reviewers. Matt Gurley, American actor. He was in... He's in Drunk History. He's in Harmon Quest. He's a dude.
Funny guy, perhaps.
Maybe that's why his review sounds so enticing. He writes of used cars. I was once snow-blinded as a child, and as I lay recovering in a weird cabin, we watched this movie. I, of course, only heard this movie because I couldn't see. For years, I had my strange imagination's version of what this looks like cemented in my brain. I'm always thrown by how different my version is from the actual film. This is more of an anecdote than a review. I feel too impartial to judge it objectively, but reader, the version in my mind is 5 stars. So yeah, that's Matt Gurley's review. Actor, comedian, podcaster. He's everything we want to be and more.
Actor, comedian, podcaster.
Best known for his work on Community, Adventure Time. He's everything we want to be and more.
But can he scramble a mean egg?
Well, now that you mention it, I think we got that one up on him.
Yeah, exactly. I made some scrambled eggs the other day. They were so perfect. So faloofy. So slimy. I like a little slime on my scramby.
A little bit of goo.
Yeah, a little goobum. What's the other review here? We got
the other review
cooking.
Comes to us from a gentleman named Patrick Willems.
I like this last. Willems is a nice last name.
Patrick H. Willems. He is a YouTube man who does the movie review and stuff, I think. He's a guy. I recognize the name. He writes, a car jumps over a moving train, automatic 4 stars. And then gives it 4 stars.
Oh, that's it. Kept it simple.
Yeah.
It's sort of irrelevant what else went on in the movie. It's got that auto 4-star lockdown.
TBH, think about all the movies where cars do things that are really, really cool.
I'm thinking about them.
What else do you need? I'm thinking about that.
Owen Wilson.
Was it like 2005 Dukes of Hazzard? I don't know if it was 2005, but I remember
with Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott.
And Jessica Simpson.
And Jessica Simpson. And Jessica Simpson, if you know what I mean.
You know what I mean. And the car. I think John Goodman.
Car. There was the Dukes boys. They had a car.
It did a jump.
It did a jump. It did a couple jumps. Yeah, that movie's probably 4 stars.
Yeah, out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the scale Letterboxd uses. But hey, what are you going to do? Make up our own rules, obviously.
Yeah, this movie, I don't...
I'll go back to the first review. You ever been in some sort of weird situation? Like, I've never been snow blinded, but I do feel like my childlike mind has constructed or reconstructed or maybe just completed what I piecemeal saw as a child into some version that didn't actually exist. Maybe that's just being a kid. You don't remember everything.
Yeah, you're lying to yourself all the time. Your imagination is telling you all types of stuff. That does make me think maybe this is totally relevant. Maybe it's totally irrelevant. I've never seen the second half of Rush Hour 2. And therefore Rush Hour 3 because I couldn't watch it. But every time I rent Rush Hour 2, I fall asleep. And I think the movie's cursed.
Wow.
There's no reconstruction of it in my mind. I think if I see it, there might be there's some sort of sleeper agent lock on my head that won't let me see the end of Rush Hour 2.
That is bizarre.
When they go see Chris Tucker's friend who owns the Chinese restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
At some point, they just stop talking and they look at the screen. They look at me through the screen and say, sleep. Now sleep. And I just drift away.
That used to happen to me with a Billy Joel CD.
Oh, there's a CD you couldn't make it through.
Greatest hits. Yeah, I put
you
it on.
Better not listen to that while you're driving.
No kidding. As soon as Captain Jack comes on, I'm out.
Just off the road, dude.
Been a while since I've fallen asleep during a movie, but that's just because I hate not having that control.
I know. I'll torture myself to stay awake during a movie or something, even if I don't like it. I need proper judgment on this.
Do you have a review that we can properly judge?
I don't know, dude. Yeah, of course.
Inadequately judge, most likely.
This was at the top of my little list here, so I guess I'll click on that one. This is a review for Costco fire protection.
Oh.
I forgot what city I searched for. Oh, this in San Diego, California. Here, at some Costco, they have a fire protection that has a rateable service for some reason.
Okay. This is not like a DIY. Like
no,
fireproofing.
You know how Costco sells insurance and stuff.
I see. Okay, yeah. I am modestly reassured. I was afraid people were just going to be putting up wallpaper that's supposed to stop fire.
Yeah, we're with Costco. You can trust us.
Okay. On board.
Well, you're about to get off board because Charlie J's little Yelp review here is a little wild. Charlie, strangely enough, is not a Yelp elite, as we often feature, but she did write this scathing review. She said, "This company didn't secure the load in the back of their truck, which flew out at me on the freeway and caused over $2,000 worth of damage to my car. I called them, and they promised to call me back. 2 days later, I called them again and said, you were supposed to call me about that $2,000 worth of damage to my car. And the operator screamed at me, was that me though? Was it me? Did I do that? And when I Googled the business, there are countless complaints about reckless driving. This company is irresponsible, reckless, and shady. They will not take responsibility, and they will scream at you. 1 star.
Okay. A few things. First of all, I bet she would have been fine with the $2,000 worth of damage to her car if the fire protection vehicle, even if it didn't secure its load, if it dropped its load on her and then jumped over a train. She'd be like, oh, dang, that's worth it. You got to drop your load if you're going to do some train jumps.
Yeah, exactly. She'd have been like, oh, yeah, they wouldn't have made it if they didn't drop that off. And what are they going to do? Wait for there not to be a car behind them? They just had to grip it and rip it.
But my main point is, as soon as she's like, oh, I got your number now, Costco. I'm picturing Dan, the Costco manager, and I don't know, Fred, like, how easy do you think it would be to like move the whole building and get the heck out of here? Dude, she knows where we are. We gotta pull up roots and get out.
Well, I've got your number.
This is a big box store.
You're thinking that they're gonna Howl's Moving Castle that whole Costco.
Get out of it. She's not gonna be able to get her $2,000. She's gonna be searching to the end of time.
They're gonna take a magic portal to an alternate dimension Costco.
She finally arrives, and it's just like a footprint of a building. Swirls of dust.
She asks, is there someone, there's like some
some wise beggar or something.
Yeah, wise beggar. Wasn't there a Costco here? I don't know what you mean, ma'am. This has always been empty.
Costco!
Suddenly, debris falls from the sky as though from the back of a truck everywhere, causing $2,000 worth of damage.
I feel like you're most equipped to handle what was the juiciest portion of that review, the customer service experience, and being on the side that isn't the customer.
There is no way that is all there was to the conversation.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that was edited for clarity and conciseness.
Right. She said the first part of the conversation and the last part. There's about 10 minutes of someone being disagreeable before someone had to feel like they had to defend themselves. They had to stick up for themselves a little bit. It's sort of how I am reading this. Because everyone that's works in customer service has wanted to say that. Was that my fault? Was that really me?
Was I on the phone with you?
Was I in the kitchen? I'm apologizing for those idiots. Type. Beat. Yeah, it just was so. That's what struck me about it. Was like, there's no way that's the whole story.
That's not a chance.
And there's no way she didn't call them up. God forbid they take 2 business days to solve your issue.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a little more complicated. They're not just, checks in the mail. Certainly. They got to get some dude. Be like, let me assess the damage here. Oh, who was at fault? Well, really, the manufacturer of those tie-downs. Did you slap the tie-downs twice?
How many bureaucratic hoops do you have to go through to do anything in this country? $2,000 worth at least. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of hoops.
They're not going to make it simple.
No, they're not Simple Co. They're Costco.
Cha-ching.
What do you think Bizarro Costco sells? Just stuff not in non-bulk, only small items.
Just like single cotton balls wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, you have to buy sticks of gum one at a time.
This is really awful. This is not. Ugh.
someone is beside themselves with their small Costco.
The food court just sells naked hot dogs and stuff.
Naked hot dogs.
Yeah, fresh out of the steamer. You got a bun? But yeah.
That's my porn star name.
I
Naked
have
hot dog.
A review sent to me by the second coming of comedy, Eric.
Wow.
Friend of the podcast, too.
Part of the Holy Comedy Trinity.
Part of the Holy Comedy Trinity.
Him,
Comedy
his wife,
Trinity.
and this podcast.
Yes, precisely. This is an Amazon review for Marvel Avengers Complete Multivitamin Gummies, 180 count.
The Flintstone gummy of today.
Here's a review from Amber Gongidi. She titles her review, "For the love of God, please change the shape." And writes, "I bought these for my boys who are 4 and 5. 5-year-old likes them, 4-year-old does not, but that is not why I'm reviewing. Bottle states, fun superhero shapes. Check out the pic." I'm going to send you this picture very, very quickly. That's right. They look like little penises. Fun superhero shape. For whom, Marvel? For whom? 3 stars.
Who is that? Who's that supposed to be?
I can tell you by going to someone else's review real quick and showing their image. And I'm guessing you'll be able to identify what the heck you're looking at in a matter of milliseconds.
Oh, it's Thor's hammer.
Thor's hammer upside down.
Thor's hammer upside down with the... She bent the handle of Thor's hammer and said, "There's a dick in these vitamins."
I can't, like, how could you not realize that? I'm guessing these gummies aren't fully 3D printed. Like most gummies, they got a flat side.
Yeah.
Even your bargain barrel with dots that are sticking all up in your teeth, they got a little flat butt. These gummies have little flat sides. So if you look at Mjolnir from the flat side, it might look a skosh like a dick.
And I mean, what commentary, you know? They're little English majors in the making, aren't they? Everything's a phallus. Including Thor's hammer, definitely a phallic object. He needs it to be strong. He spins it around really fast and can fly. You know, classic phallic object.
Amber also did include like a picture of the bottle to show that it says "fun superhero shapes," as if we didn't believe her. There's one other review that I just incidentally found that I think is so sweet. This is a review from Jamie J, who titles her review "Grandson ordered these." Jamie writes, "My grandson has access to my Amazon account and put these in my cart. What does any self-respecting grandma do but buy them? Thought they were a little pricey, but he eats these vitamins at our house when he spends the night, and you can't put a price tag on that. 5 stars. I'm pretty sure you can.
There are lots of things you could feed your grandson at night when he sleeps over.
Give me these little sugar pills.
He's not getting unfed without these vitamins. I pray to God.
Yeah, your grandma. You're gonna be feeding him with tons of stuff.
You can't put a price on your grandson not starving to death, she says as he, malnourished, tries to eat a handful of vitamins to scrape by.
The wind shakes his brittle husk of a body.
I have a little kid multivitamin story.
Oh,
that pops into my little mind. I guess it's an embarrassing story. It's a traumatic event. I was a big fan, or I don't know if I was a big fan. my parents bought often. The Pokemon gummies.
Nice.
Which are just like any of the other gummies anyone had growing up. The Flintstone gummies. Just the chalky, different colored little character gummies.
Gummies or
not gummies, the hard chalk.
Sure. Okay.
Gengar was purple. Imagine that. I know I had Gengar this one morning because what came out of my body later that day was as purple as a Gengar gummy. Anyway, I puked in. I remember I was walking up to my teacher's desk to tell them, hey, I'm sick, bro. I gotta get out of here. And it was too late. The puke was already making its way through the system. Made a big pile right next to Teach's desk. And it apparently was super purple.
Oh, boy.
Because the next day, my friends were asking me, did you have grape juice for breakfast? Did grape juice make you sick? And I thought about it, and I said, no. All I ate that day was a Gengar vitamin. I didn't have breakfast that day.
Purple dye.
Yeah, man, it, could have been a bad vitamin. A bad vite. Or I was probably just sick, and that awful purple dye just infected my whole stomach.
That's lovely. Do you want me to share a vomiting story so you feel better?
You don't have to. Okay. If it's vitamin related, then it would be relevant.
It's not. It's just puking in school related.
Sure, go for it. If it's on the tongue,
it is.
Like the vomit.
The vomit was more places than that. It's typical one of those days. Mom, I feel sick. Fine, go to school. You're gonna go to school. You're fine.
You're right.
Until reading time, reading Amelia Bedelia, the books I hated, and here comes the urge. Your mouth starts to get that sickly water. Yeah, my mouth. Oh no, the salty spit. Oh no. Oh my God, I almost made myself do it. It's coming when you got that action, the primer. and so I'm thinking maybe I can keep it down, maybe I'll be fine. Until up into my mouth, my cheeks are bulged out, and I'm like, oh shoot. So I clasp my hand over my mouth, but here comes the second wave. And it shoots between my fingers. Just like streams. And I'm like, well, oops, all over the Amelia Bedelia book. And yeah, then my mom had to come pick me up. I was like, I wasn't lying.
There's one kid. Did you have a kid? There was a kid. He was I won't say his name. We'll call him Brandon. He was a very nice kid. Those are the two. He liked basketball. He was very nice. And he puked a lot at school. Did you have a puke a lot at school? Like a kid you remember puking a lot? Like twice a year, there was a puke event for this kid.
This kid may have had other problems, so that could have been related.
Sure. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
This kid was just a puker, I think. Nothing else going on. There's one time he was just full of it, too. I think he was just like a superhero, and his body just produced upchuck.
Okay.
He didn't know how to do it because, our world isn't built to cater to superheroes' needs. And because one time we were having like the year end, we get to go to the bowling alley for a school party. And it was, we got the... the disco bowl going on where all the black lights are out and stuff. Cosmic bowling. And because puke definitely do be shining under a black light.
Oh,
and my man made three of the healthiest piles I've ever seen a young man create.
How?
Just, I don't know. It was like infinite. Just like so much puke.
Okay. Do you have a short review, or are we just gonna?
We're just gonna
talk right into the break.
You're welcome. Is this one? Let's see. Yeah, this one's short and sweet and much more wholesome than where we just went. So this from Amazon. This is a review from Amazon for The chicken nugget keychain. Chicken keychain. Stylish chicken food accessories. Perfect for backpacks, bags, purses, wallets, cute car keychain. Realistic imitation fried chicken keychain. Fake food.
Don't eat it.
Yeah, it's a little keychain that just looks like a chicken nugget hanging off a chain.
That's so cool.
It looks just like a McNugget. Brad Monk titles their review "Chicken Nugget Keychain." It's a fun thing to say. Just in and of itself. Looks real, like a real chicken nugget. Actual size and color of a McDonald's chicken nugget. My granddaughter, the chicken nugget fanatic, loved it. Was pleasantly surprised by the accuracy of the chicken nugget. Would buy it again. 5 stars.
Okay, which one do we want to take first? Let's go with the chicken nugget fanatic aficionado.
He didn't include the quotes, but he did it like it was an official title. My granddaughter, the chicken nugget fanatic.
I heard the capitalization and everything in my head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some grandparents are like, "Oh, you like the Beatles? I'm gonna get you a CD and then some shirts and stuff, and maybe some Beatles stickers."
Uh-huh.
And like you can deal with that as you're like, "Okay, I get it, Grandma, Grandpa."
Yeah, I get it. It's Mom told you that I like the Beatles, so you splurged. I appreciate it.
But to be the grandchild, he's getting all the chicken nugget.
The chicken nugget memorabilia, huh?
Yes. Maybe she is just that into it. Kids these days.
Yeah, someone, everyone's got stuff like that.
Maybe it is cool.
With her chicken nugget lunchbox and her chicken nugget t-shirt, just a t-shirt with a big chicken nugget on it.
Hey, you talked to Kaylee today? Who? Chicken Nugget Girl. Oh, no, she's sick.
Chicken Nugget Girl, excuse me. It's Chicken Nugget Fanatic to you.
Whoa.
She's got chicken nugget slippers.
Yeah, she smells just like a chicken nugget. I don't know how she does.
I was just thinking. I was like, all right, there's got to be a chicken nugget smell joke. How do I package that this girl smells like chicken nuggets? What's your favorite nugget sauce at McDonald's?
Dude, I'd probably have to go with the barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Although
it's a very strange BBQ sauce in a
there's
good way.
something special about just using honey. It's like so indulgent.
Yeah, decadent, right?
This is good. Yes.
Yeah, I like honey mustard. I like the barbecue sauce, but sweet and sour really.
Okay.
Undeniable for me. I could drink that stuff.
Second point.
Sure.
Fascinating. So accurate.
He's got one of those like diamond monocles or the little telescope things.
Ah, yes. He's got transparencies. He's overlaying slides. Yeah, yes.
You can see from the half centimeter valley here, very accurate. That would be on this sort of face of the nugget here.
And if it wasn't good quality, I'm not giving this to my granddaughter. She's a fanatic.
This plastic chicken nugget is not good enough for my granddaughter. The chicken nugget fanatic. I think she got a medal. She got it bestowed her title upon her.
For sure. She ordered 20-piece nugs, ate it all at once.
She ate a 20-piece nugget in one bite. She must be the chicken nugget fanatic. We're a couple of podcast making fanatics, but even we need our break, so we're gonna go do that. So realistic, this podcast.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. ReviewBuddy.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode, and welcome to Snarl Tooth, Scratch, Scratch. That means it's time for When Owners Attack. The segment where we find reviews that people leave and then the owners respond. You know, sometimes you leave in a review at Arby's and it's just like, we're glad you enjoyed the meats. Or, sorry you didn't enjoy the meats. Please email corporate@themeats.com.
And we might give you a coupon, wink, because we know that's what you're really here for. And also, thank you from the meats.
But sometimes, when it's more like a privately owned business, where someone's emotions, feelings, entire life worth is under attack, when you leave a bad review, those times the responses can be a little bit more chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
So here is a Yelp review for David Cavazos, DC. He is a chiropractor, hence the DC. This is a review coming to us from Kendra S. Kendra writes, I have no idea how they get so many high ratings. Horrible experience. Would not accept the $63 I spent on Groupon, expired, even though expired Groupons are still supposed to be good for the amount paid with the vendor. Only did a 10-minute massage. I paid for 4 30-minute massages, and then an adjustment that tweaked my neck and back. I was worse the next day. My back was in spasm, and I could barely move. I've been getting adjustments for years. I went in to cancel the 10-pack they sold me on, and was only refunded $223 out of the $268. The walk-in rate was supposed to be $40, and they said they would honor half the Groupon, $32. So essentially, I was charged $108. When I mentioned this, he said, Groupon never paid us. It was 2 days after my visit, so I don't expect the system to work that fast. But that's also not my problem as the client. Also, there are no private rooms, so you get to walk around in a hospital gown past people waiting in the front door. It was one of the weirdest, most uncomfortable experiences of my life. And now he is personally attacking me on social media and reviewing my business 1 star. So anything to say just from Kendra's initial...
She was throwing a lot of numbers around.
A lot of weird numbers, to be honest.
A lot of... it felt like very like, listen, I got these receipts, so I am telling the truth no matter what.
Yeah. She does have pictures of like the Groupon that she used.
Here's the crinkled up old nasty Groupon I just printed out in black and white on my 1976 computer.
Oh, God. You're going to give Kendra some credit here. She's got screenshots from her Groupon app.
Wow.
But she updates her review 5 days later. Dr. David is now attacking me personally. He has found where I work and left terrible reviews on Yelp and Facebook and who knows where else. 1 star again. And this time the screenshot is a review from David C. Yelp's David C. for Canine Peace of Mind. This review, I did go to that business. The review has been shunted down to the reviews not recommended by Yelp, but you can still see it. Review from David C. Of this canine place. Unfortunately, I experienced personal dealings with Kendra. She flat out lies. Very aggressive and cannot accept the facts. She misrepresented her product and tried to get me to agree with what was clearly wrong. Very pushy, and beware, she tried to scam me. I forgot us. I knew from the beginning what she was trying to do, and called her out. She is very persistent and continued being aggressive. I do not recommend her based on honesty and misrepresentation. I knew her type from first meeting and tried to stay away. It's very unfortunate that we have to deal with these types of aggression, bad intentions, and these types of people. This was my personal dealings with her, Dr. Cavazos. 1 star.
Thanks, Doc.
Dude has like 406 Yelp friends, 23 other reviews at time of her screenshot.
Mhm.
I don't think that's something you should be doing, Doctor.
Just fighting lies with lies. Alleged lies with definite lies.
This did open up a daisy chain, because when I was on Canine Peace of Mind's Yelp page, there was a review from someone else that Kendra responded to.
Okay.
Do we want to go down that wormhole? Rabbit hole?
I'm in the passenger seat. I'm ready to go.
All right. This
Anywhere
is a
you
review
want to take me.
of Canine Peace of Mind from Lynn F. Lynn writes, Anthony, the assistant trainer, is amazing. I'm giving 2 stars because we had a horrible experience with Kendra. She is in no position to be a head dog trainer when some of the staff told us she doesn't like certain breeds of dogs. She was neglectful with our dog for a few days and then was completely unprofessional by complaining to us through text on an almost daily basis and said some things that made us really emotionally stressed about how she was handling our dog. We feel like we were treated poorly by Kendra, and so was our dog. 2 stars. To which Kendra responds, Hi, Lynn. We do not have anyone with your name as a client, but it does appear that this may be written for Kimberly, who lives in Winfield and left a similar review at the same time on Google that has since been removed. Feel free to clarify if you are not connected. For Kimberly, who I believe this is written for. Hi, Kimberly. I texted you in regards to these reviews you are leaving, but have not received a response. I have gone through our text... Yeah. I have gone through our text messages and cannot see anywhere that you were at all unhappy with Gibson's training. Since you didn't come to his pickup to learn how to continue the training, I have not actually worked with you, nor has Anthony. I have been waiting for you to reach out so we can schedule a session with you at your house as previously discussed, but have heard nothing. I am confused as to where this is coming from. I did explain to Name, your husband who did come to learn, that some breeds have certain tendencies, and Akitas can be independent and at times vocal. I explain this because it is part of his temperament, and as a first-time Akita owner, it is important to understand the breed you own. Name agreed that Gibson does have these traits. I do not have a staff, so I'm not sure who you're referring to when you say you were told I don't like certain breeds. I also do not take abuse allegations lightly, and the comment that he was neglected for several days is horrifying to say the least. I didn't charge the full rate and tried my best to compromise since he went home earlier than planned. When we spoke on the phone, you were thankful and agreed on my proposed plan and cost. We were able to work with him around several of his triggers successfully and get him off-leash trained. We sent videos every step of the way to show his progress, which were replied to positively. I only received a couple of messages from Name in the group thread after Gibson went home, but I never received anything saying that you were having any problems. My door is always open to clients, and I wish you would have reached out for support. You still can, and you have my number and email address. You still have a free private that was never scheduled, and if you prefer, I can send Anthony instead of coming over myself. Take care, Kendra. Whose side are we taking?
I don't know.
Does everyone suck here?
There's a lot of gray. There's a lot of misinformation.
Everyone sucks here.
I think everyone might suck here. I think whatever side we're on, whoever is innocent, whoever is guilty, I don't like texting
anyone.
With anyone, right? With
anyone you're doing
texting
business
their
with.
Boss. I don't want to be on a texting level with my boss, let alone like someone who's taking care of my dog.
The only service/business related texts I want is like, your Instacart driver is just about to pull up with that sick food you ordered.
Exactly.
Or, guess what? PayPal is about to scoop a bit more money out of your account, but no big deal. You got an email saying that too.
Right.
Or like, hey.
Automated a robot saying, hey, yeah. I'm a robot. Here's some information that's good for you. I don't want no lady being like, hey, Gibson, your little guitar dog, learn how to fucking fart with no leash on. I don't give a fuck, dude. And dropped him off so I don't have to worry about him. That's the whole point.
That's fair. I think can we agree that Dr. Cavazos is?
Oh yeah, that was unhinged.
What a goof.
Dr. Shivago over there.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna go check him out.
You didn't even want to overturn that stone, did you?
No. As I found it looking for a chiropractor in the area. I'm like, oh no, don't go to him.
So that is the owner attack, that little wormhole we went down.
Yeah, that little crazy case that we dove into.
Crazy case. Well, I was debating whether or not to bring this review. For a while.
Okay.
And then someone sent in the same review that I was debating whether or not to use. I was like, all right, I'll hold it until the episode's right. Because, it's subject matter that maybe, I don't want to say it's rated R, but some people might not think is funny.
Murder?
Close. It's a review for a strip club.
Ooh.
So if you don't want to hear about boobies and stuff, I guess, this is your disclaimer.
You probably left when we started talking about Jessica Simpson.
Jessica Simpson and her Jessica Simpsons. So anyway, this review, I drove past this place on the way home for Christmas, and I thought, man, that little shithouse has to have some fucked up reviews. Sort of a place notorious in my town. I'm from the middle of nowhere in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan. You can only imagine what a strip club would be like in the UP, right?
Oh,
it's worse than you can imagine.
Okay.
From what I've heard, it's from the the stereotypical rumors. So I looked, and this review is very funny, but I was like, man, is this? Can we bring this? But then our friend Hannah Niece sent it in too, so it's given me the confidence. That and our conversation about puke earlier.
Yeah, this is already a filthy episode.
Right, the review party after dark here. So anyway, from Google reviews by Hayes Baldwin for North Point Exotic Dance Club in Peshtigo, Wisconsin. Hidden off to the side down a quaint country road lies North Point Exotic. It was here my pal and I shared our first Wisconsin Gentlemen's Club experience. As we walked in the club and approached the bar, we noticed a shirtless blonde walking towards us. She then seated herself between my buddy and I. It was then we realized that the strippers were being personable with many others in the establishment. We ordered a couple beers and she began chatting with us. From here, the conversation took twists and turns, everything from small talk to some strong language. As we glanced left, we quickly realized that this establishment tailors to men and women of all ages. There stood dancer number 2, a beautiful 5'4" beach blonde in her mid-60s. She was glowing. From here, my pal and I acquired a handful of ones and moved towards the strippers' row. It was then we noticed more dancers pouring in. The show was on. At center stage, we experienced many things. Some girls were new. Others performed acrobatics we had never witnessed. Between a lot of rock and hip-hop songs and Baby Oil, 2 beautiful African-American women appeared out of nowhere. It was then and only then we knew that these girls ran the show. Like a thunderstorm in April, we made it rain all over them. With lighter pockets, my pal and I moved to the bar for a few cold beers. It was here the spark turned into a flame with the 2 ethnic dancers. We found out these ladies were sisters and shared a close bond which made us feel comfortable and at home. After a little more jitter juice, we bought a round robin of private dances from the sisters. It was truly incredible. Sometime around 11 p.m., we were introduced to dancers 3 and 4, striking an uncanny resemblance. This was a mother and daughter duo. It was here we found this was a family business. A downside to this warm, fuzzy feeling the exotic gave us was the complimentary tipping. After every dance, good, bad, or ugly, the dancers demanded tips for these bosoms. With the dollars remaining, we spun the wheel of fortune. It was a 1 in 30 chance of winning, but it was our lucky night. We won the lap dances, free shots, and the list goes on and on.
Oh my God.
After a solid inebriated few hours, we said our goodbyes. The feeling was exotic. To this day, my pal and I reminisce about the cuddles and conversations with our African queens. Without a doubt, we will be back. Thank you, North Point Exotics. God bless Wisconsin and all its fruits. 4 stars.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a novel. That's what Hannah had said. She was like, well, it is a novel. That was her qualm about not bringing it to the show. She's like, well, this fucker won't shut up. I do agree with that.
But it was episodic. That was beautiful.
Yeah, we took on a whole journey. There was an act 1, 2, and 3 there.
I don't even know where to start. I guess the thing that sticks out the most is, boy, it's got to be hard to, like, with the mother-daughter duo.
Yeah.
With those two in tandem, like, that makes me nervous.
Right, the ethics there.
Yeah.
As the ethics at a strip club, there's already a lot in the air, swirling, ethically. Like being ignored. There's a lot of elephants in the room, ethical elephants being just straight up ignored. But that one's real pink. That one's real bright and shiny, that elephant, isn't it?
Yeah, almost as bright and shiny as the baby-oiled dancers appearing from the ether.
Yeah, it sounded like there was sort of a baby oil summoning circle, and like Uruk-hai, they sort of were birthed up from the oils.
Just from nothing. From the quick, as they say. There they are.
Just forming up like the T2 Terminator, the liquid metal guy.
Is that what strip clubs are like? Dang, I need to go. Get myself down to blackjacks.
Yeah, if there's people being summoned from pools of oil, I think I gotta go check that out.
I'm gonna slide $1 or $2 somewhere. If there's some summoning,
those tipping magic shows.
It sounds magical. That was a magical night. My goodness.
What blackjacks you mentioned? Is that your local?
Oh yeah.
Notorious joint.
The sign proclaims hot girls, fully nude, best in the Midwest, help wanted.
as they do. Man, I kind of, it's funny, etched in my memory are places I've never been, but I've always made fun of. Wing Snappers, that's Appleton. That or was it? I forget if it's Bean Snappers or Wing Snappers. Something's getting snapped there.
Bean Snappers.
Yeah, that one was always like, on the trip back to Milwaukee.
Bean Snappers, that is it.
Yeah, the cousins would be like,
that's filthy. What? What? Oh no!
Just the connotation of that. The website, didn't you?
And not just the word itself.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking about filthy. It.
Then, where in Chicago, there's an improv club I went to. What was it called? Ironworks. The Ironworks was a gay strip club across the street.
Okay.
So after a good show at the old at the improv there. It's tradition to have a round at the Ironworks. Jokingly, there's a fantasy tradition spoken about of pretending to go to the Ironworks after and have a beer. But I got to see some big men walk into that place.
I bet.
Some impressive quads. Do you have a quick wholesome review to cleanse us by any chance?
Wholesome, you say?
Wholesome-ish.
Wholesome.
Or it could be trash, too. Garbage. I'm done with that.
I got one that's saved on my phone. This is an IMDb review for the movie Die in a Gunfight. Wholesome.
Very wholesome.
2021 movie. This is a review from East Coast DVDs. Titles their review, Trailer is Misleading. They write, who is this for? I'm guessing 14-year-olds that have seen Tarantino shirts at Hot Topic and love the aesthetic pages on Instagram that have pictures of Heath Ledger. I didn't think this was going to be Snatch or Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but I'm drinking in a hotel by myself on a work trip and was hoping it would be fun at least. I started fast forwarding halfway through. There are no jokes, no gunfights, no interesting characters. I watched 2 rom-coms last night and cried about an ex. I love that stuff. This was about 2 rich kids that never owned cell phones, I guess, who get back together after not wanting to split up in the first place. So what was the grand act of love that brought them back together? What was the journey they had to go on? What life and death stakes were they willing to brave for each other? Let me tell you. It was just being back in the same room together after a couple years at college apart. 4 out of 10.
I mean, nothing more wholesome than sort of a comic book guy from The Simpsons type voice review, in my mind. Because that man loves media, and he was hurt by this, wasn't he?
I mean, listen to this IMDb synopsis. In a New York City, a young guy falls for the daughter of his father's nemesis. Sounds like we're going to have some action.
A little bit of action, perhaps.
Guy's got a black eye on the poster. It's got what's
There's
it?
gun. The title is very gun forward.
It's got die and gun in the title.
2 of the most wicked cool words.
Got Alexandria Daddario in it.
We love that.
It's got Emmanuel Chikri in it. You know who else it's got? It's got Billy Crudup in it. So you know it's supposed to be good.
It's supposed to be good. What a bummer.
I'm pretty sure it's got the guy who played Goku in the live action DBZ. So maybe that should have been a giveaway that he's going to stink.
Well, we want to see what he's up to. We're rooting for Goku.
I thought he was a handsome little guy.
Yeah, he seems like a nice dude. Just, accidentally.
Someone
knocks on your door in the 90s and says, or in the early 2000s says, hey, we're making a live action DBZ. You're gonna want that paycheck.
Yeah, I would want it too.
Despite, you wouldn't know what would happen to Piccolo.
I say, maybe make me Krillin, okay? Buzz my head if that's what it takes. Make me Krillin.
I'm pretty sure there's no Krillin in that movie. That's a pretty big issue right there.
They should have known.
It ain't DBZ without Krillin Grillin, you know what I'm saying? Oh. Destructo disc! That's what Krillin sounds like.
Yeah.
18. Quit fucking around. I don't know what Krillin says. That's reviewparty.com. Thanks for listening to this filthy pit of an episode. We are overdue for some filth, I think, but it all came spilling out.
Bile.
We got new piles of bile every Tuesday. That's right. # Tuesday Reviews Day. If you'd like one of an absurd internet review you found to be featured, just like Hannah did and Eric did. Thank you again, guys. You can send it to us on the internet emails. reviewparty.com@gmail.com. Include your name. We can throw you some credit. Matt.
Uh-huh.
You got stuff to say now.
Yeah, this is a review of Bean Snappers from Kevin Hain. Had a good time today. Piper was a beautiful, natural girl. The VIP room is more affordable than other similar establishments. Recommend for a visually stimulating experience. 5 stars. Ugh. If you want to be as creepy as that, you can follow us on social media at reviewparty.com on Instagram and TikTok, or at reviewpartypod on Twitter. If you don't like being creepy, you don't have to be creepy. That was just making it funny. But you can also be very less creepy if you go to our website, reviewparty.com. You can technically be creepy there too, but I mean, why? Why? What's wrong? Tell us about it. We'll try and help.
Maybe. That's not a guarantee.
I don't know.
Matt, I guess Matt wants to help you. I would don't know wall you.
I'll tell you, get yourself to Bean Snappers.
See, try out one of them strippy clubs. Those guys sound pretty excited.
You know what else you can try? You can try out listening to something good. Like, other than our podcast.
Oh, yeah, that was a segue to me. That was a little ball pass.
It was poorly handled because I didn't tell everyone how cool our website is with all the episodes in the blog and the shop and the blue, and nothing like fully nude. Says Paul Matthews of Bean Snappers again.
Nothing like fully nude. Bro, get away. That's gross.
Pretty much only looking, but looking at everything is good for me.
You know who I'd like to see fully nude? Nosebleeds. Some handsome boys that make some what do they call it? Sparkle pop, glitter punk. Pop,
yeah,
punk,
I think that's
emo,
what it is.
Punk, baby boy, Midwest emo
Bubble
boys. They're I haven't seen them naked, but maybe one day. And anyway, you've heard their song "Bread for Breakfast" throughout the episode. They let us use it for their theme song because they're kind and cool and are naked when they take a shower and stuff, I assume. Anyway, you can find pictures of them not naked and their music, Nosebleeds, one word, on Spotify. You can find it.
If this review is to be believed, we're gonna go to Bean Snappers because they might not summon people from pools of oil, but
Sure.
Barb Johnson says, very clean place, just FYI, no alcohol, pop only. Girls come down pole out of ceiling. Like firefighters.
They're on a damn mission.
That's so cool.
Well, since the strip club sprinkled the entire finish of this episode, I do have another North Point Exotic Dance Club review to finish us off. This one is not from Google Reviews. This one's from Yelp.
Yelp.
It is a review from Sterling M. of Michigan, Michigan. They write, "A dancer bit me and I got AIDS. And I've been doing my boss's wife, and so she got it, and so did my boss, and I got fired. Don't recommend unless you're looking to get bit. 1 star."